Hello, this is Stefan from the MyDataMerge team, and today I'm going to show you in this video how to handle different conditions in MyDataMerge. I will take the business card example I've used in former presentations, and I will show you the layout quickly. We have a front side with the first name, last name, phone 1, 2, and email, and we have a back side with a colored QR code which contains the email. And I have this data source with about 500 records, and this data source is almost perfect. This is a situation, let's face the truth, that will almost not happen in the real world. You mostly will get unperfect data sources where data is missing, and where your client wants you to handle specific cases, like he says, like if the VIP, if the data record contains a VIP, yes, handle the record differently, and something like that. So let's take 3 lines of the data source, manipulate them, and show you 3 different situations and how to handle them in MyDataMerge. So let's start line number 3, Savannah Vasquez. Let's say Savannah Vasquez doesn't have phone 2. Let's say Forrest Simpson, which is line 4 in the data source, let's say he doesn't have an email. And for line 5, Petra Haney, she is a VIP, and your client says he wants to color her name differently in the data source. So let's save it, and MyDataMerge will automatically update the data source. And then we can see what happens if we select line number 3 for the phone. So let's go into phone 2 and check out what happens. For data, line number 3 in data source is basically record number 2. As you can see, the line number 1 is the title. So record number 2 throws an arrow for phone 2 because the field is empty. And if you click on more info, you will enter the log file. And in the log file, you can basically see what happens. The data source is entry, no text found in data source. And it tells you that it is in column I3, as you can see here, I3. And if you click on it, if you click on it, MyDataMerge will take you directly to the cell and spot it for you. Okay, now how to handle that? There's a few different things we can do. We could enter another telephone number, like a standard telephone number with the 0 at the end. But in this case, I want to show you how to remove the whole line with phone number 2. So therefore, I'll edit phone number 2. Therefore, I activate the process chain. I will dig into that deeper later. And I will say, okay, if my setup, which is the AutoLink setup, as you can see here, if that fails, action if last setup fails, I want to delete the whole line with a placeholder, delete the placeholder itself, or delete the whole frame with a placeholder. Now, let's have a look in the layout document. If I delete only the placeholder, like phone number 2, the icon will stay alive. If I delete the whole frame, all of these placeholders are going to be deleted. So I'm going to select delete the whole line. So the placeholder itself and the icon is removed, and email jumps up 1 line. So therefore, I go to the process chain and select an action if the last setup fails. Delete line with placeholder. And if we select line number 2, then it says line will be deleted according to process chain settings. So we have catched this issue. Okay, let's check the next issue. The next issue was in line number 4, which is data record number 3. I have removed the email, and that means MyDataMerge will throw an arrow for this line, and in addition we have the email inside of the QR code. So what are we going to do? We have to take care of the email placeholder, and we have to take care of the QR code placeholder. So let's do that. Start with the email placeholder over here, and we want to have the email replaced by a standard email. So let's say if there's no email in data row number 3, we want to have outputted a standard email. Okay, therefore I'll activate the process chain again, and the process chain does the following. The process chain works through this list of setups. Once the first setup fails, it continues with the second, with the third, fourth, fifth, and so on. So all we need to do is to add another setup that takes care of the no email issue. Let's name it like this, no email. And let's say we want to have a standard email. So I choose a static text element, say info@whatever.com. And then we have to take care that this setup is right behind the auto link setup, and it will be triggered once the email is empty over here. Let's check that. We're in record 1, the auto link setup is taken. Record number 2, the auto link setup is taken. And record number 3, where the issue appears, the no email setup is taken. So we have an output of info@whatever.com. So this is basically what we need. Let's repeat that for the QR code itself. I go into the QR code, edit the email, add another setup, call it no email, enter some static text, and check if activate the process chain and check the positioning, and that's all fine. Okay, so then we will have, for record number 3, we'll have the info@whatever.com. See, it's a no email setup, and for record number 1 and 2, we will have the standard setup. Okay, so let's go back, and as you can see over here, the QR code is which is on the back side of the business card, is created. And if we look inside by clicking this, we can see there's the info@whatever.com email, and on the second one it's a standard email which comes from our data source. Okay, there's another thing you can do if the email is empty. You could enable the process chain on the top level, and say if there's an error inside the QR code, delete the whole frame with a placeholder, which means MyDataMerge will delete the whole frame and the whole QR code would be removed. But for now, we'll just leave it like it is, and we'll replace the email itself inside of the QR code. Okay, that was issue number 2. Let's face issue number 3. Issue number 3 was your client says, hey, I want to have the name of a VIP, which is marked here in the last column. I want to have it colored differently. Okay, let's have a look in the layout document. I have some character formats over here, which is a standard format, and I have a VIP format. If I select this and choose the VIPs, you can see it's a light blue. And you can do whatever character formats you like, paragraph formats, object formats, and MyDataMerge will import them all into its interface, and you can select them and work with them. And that's what we're going to do now. Let's say for the first name, we want to have the first name colored in the light blue. So I'll activate it. I'll activate the process chain over here. I will add a new setup, and to tell that setup to be colored in light blue. As the setup needs the same content, I also want to have the first name inside. I can just copy the autolink setup, and let's name it VIP colored. So I have these, let's move that one away. I have these two setups over here. I have the autolink setup and the VIP colored setup. And for the VIP colored setup, I choose the styling option over here. And under character style, I choose my VIP character style. So MyDataMerge will color the name differently. And what would happen right now is that MyDataMerge starts with the autolink setup, and this will fit because the first name is entered everywhere, and the VIP colored setup will not be taken into account at all. So I have to move it up, and I have to add a condition. So it only gets triggered if the VIP value is yes. So I will add a condition over here and say if VIP is yes, then trigger this setup for every match. So let's see what happens. We have for record number 4, which is basically line number 5 over here. That's record number 4, where we have a yes, and record number 5, 6, 7 is also a yes. MyDataMerge would take the VIP colored setup. Okay, now let's see how that looks like if we start an export. Let's export records 1 to 5. This is the range we worked at. Let's add one document for all records and start. I'll choose my results folder. The results folder is placed right here. On the desktop, there's some old file in it. Let's clean it. And let's go. Okay, let's have a look at the final result. We have Charissa Maldonado. We have Savannah Vasquez. Savannah Vasquez doesn't have phone number 2, so the whole line got deleted over here. We have Forrest Simpson. Forrest Simpson doesn't have an email, so we replaced it by a standard email, info@whatever.com. And that's also the email you will find inside of the QR code. You can see info@whatever.com. And we have Petra Haney. Petra Haney is a VIP, and so the system colored the first name in a different character style, as you can see here, the VIP style. This is just scratching the surface on what you can do with conditions, and as you have seen, this is pretty easy and requires no programming skills at all. Just try it out for yourself by downloading MyDataMerge on MyDataMerge.com, and if you have any questions, just ask us on our forum, also on MyDataMerge.com. Thank you very much.